This is part 2 of overcoming procrastination. I realized after I recorded the last video that there were some really important other key pieces that I didn't mention. So we're going to touch base on those. This is kind of a more unconventional way to overcome procrastination, and that's why I'm really excited about it, because it doesn't have to do with productivity. I don't know if you can hear that horn. That was wild. It doesn't have to do with like productivity or organization hacks or like anything like that. This is a little more out of the box, so let's get into it. If you didn't watch the first video, one of the biggest key pieces is regulating your nervous system, because when you have a regulated nervous system, you integrate this feeling of safety into your body, and when you're feeling safe, you don't have all of like the worries and the doubts and the fears holding you back. You don't have that frozen oh my god, I don't know what step to take next. You're not analyzing every little thing. When you're feeling safe, you're open to creativity, you're open to inspiration. You start moving all of those fears that are clouding your ability to take action. So regulate your nervous system. There's a ton of videos on my page about that with meditations and shit. So a really fun way that I have come to overcome procrastination is by playing, and legitimately playing like a kid. I just went on a trip. I got back 2 or 3 days ago, and there were 8 of us all together. This is women in our 20s and 30s, and we ended our trip by playing on the playground for an hour and a half. We were on the merry-go-round, we were on the swings, on the slides, we were on the monkey bars and the zip line thing. We were just running around like children, for real. We were on those little rocky horse things and the teeter-totters. I've had so much clarity. I have felt safe in my body. I feel expressive and I feel more confident in myself. But ever since that day, just in the last couple days, I have had so much momentum going to be able to create what I want to create. So play. That is a really, really fun, unconventional way to overcome procrastination. And if you have a lot of resistance, work on something else. When I'm painting, I never sit down and finish just one painting at a time. If it's something small, I might, but this is a big painting that I just finished. I have it flipped around because the sun's shining on it and I don't want it to get sun damage. But as I was working on that, when I would feel stuck, then I'd come back to work on, I'll read my tarot cards and I'll journal. And then that'll just get me in this state of, oh, okay, I have the ability to take action. I can build the momentum myself. So bouncing around project to project really helps me work through procrastination. It's so tough for me to sit down and be structured and super set on one thing. I allow the creativity to move through me, to guide me into other things. And it's really cool to see what comes through. And you might not get everything done in just a little amount of time, and that's okay. Just be with the process. It's a journey. It's not about the completion of a project, and doing things in baby steps really helps me as well. So before I got to a point where I could create pieces, I'm just gonna turn this around real quick so you can see it. And I'm sure you can't see all of it, but at least it gives you an idea. Before I got to a point where I could create something on this scale, I was working in my sketchbook, and I still work in my sketchbook, and it takes the pressure off. And I'm not so serious about things. And again, that's where the play comes in. Let yourself move through these projects in a way that feels good. When I'm in my sketchbook, I have my process. I start with an orange background. I paint the whole page orange. And then I go in with a contrasting blue-green color that's really bright and stands out. And that's where I will outline the shapes of everything. And then you can kind of see it. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see up close. There's little green, blue pieces poking through. And that was the outline. And then the next little step that I do is I fill in the dark colors. And that's like these background colors. And then over that, I do the highlights. And you start to get a process through the baby steps on a small scale. And then once that's solidified and you feel confident, then you can move to bigger pieces. At least like that's what's worked for me. And it just makes it really fun. What else? I think our beliefs about what's possible is also a really important part to examine when we're trying to move through procrastination. Because if I told myself, oh, I can't paint a big painting like that scale, then I wouldn't take the action to make little paintings that would prove to me that I could make the big painting. So I had to get into the belief that, oh, it's easy to do in my sketchbook, so it's easy to do on a bigger piece. And you just start finding the proof as you make progress. And then that proof gives you a feeling of accomplishment. It gives you a feeling of capability. And from that place of feeling secure in your capability, then you can move forward, and that will help you break through the procrastination. So this was a quick video, just a little recap. Play. If you have a lot of resistance, move on to something else. Work in baby steps. Take the pressure off yourself, and examine and rewrite your beliefs in a way that supports you to carry out your project. I think that's all I want to say on that. If you want to feel centered in your body, feel guided in your process, I have a free meditation series called the Centered and Sober Meditation Series. There are 5 meditations in it. There's a lot about feeling safe in your body. There's one on alchemizing anxiety. When your feelings feel like too much and they're overwhelming, there's a meditation for that. So I think that can, even though it's about sobriety, it can really help with procrastination, I think, as well. And sobriety has been a key piece in me overcoming procrastination. This is a free meditation series. I'll have the link in the description.